next car, the Golf GTI. You may think of VW as the hot hatch king, so it's no surprise to see one of its cars in our lineup. However, it's easy to forget that VW once lost its way. The Mark 1 and 2 Golf GTI were utterly fantastic, so much so that I bought a Mark 2. But the 3 and 4 from the late 90s and early noughties were utterly forgettable. But then this, the Mark 5 came along in 2004 and instantly all their woes were forgotten. Nearly 200 brake horsepower produced by a 2-litre turbo engine that just wanted to go and go. And then there's the chassis. It is incredibly confident around the corners and it's got an ESP traction control system that actually lets you have a bit of fun. So great handling, great looks and great build quality. So, is there a downside? Well, not really. The engine makes a bit of a din on idle, but that's normal. However, if you detect a rattle once you're on the move, it could be the high-pressure fuel pump, which is on the blink. VW recommends that you change this every 20,000 miles as a precaution. If you've got a car fitted with the optional DSG gearbox, then have it serviced every 40,000 miles. It has its own oil and filter. If you don't, the car can start lurching away from a standstill, and you could end up lurching your way to the bank. The combined cost of these 3 cars would be less than a new base model Fiesta. But where would I spend my money? And it is a really difficult one. The Ford is fun, the Honda is exciting, but it is the VW that I could live with every day.
Right then, time to return to our deathmatch, where we're putting 4 sub-35 grand hot hatches under the 5th gear microscope. The Honda Civic Type R, Audi S3 Sportback, Seat Coupe and the Renault Megane RS. Now, in part 1, we tested all 4 cars in an agility test.
VIP
Seat
coding
was
for the
eliminated,
game.
which leaves us with the Audi, the Honda, and the Renault. Now, I think it's my turn to have a go, isn't it?
Our next challenge is all about cornering ability, because any decent hot hatch should have plenty of grip through the twisty stuff in order to keep the speed up.
We've chosen a high-speed corner here at the track, and the mission is simple, to find out which car can get around the bend the quickest.
Whilst Caroni's behind the wheel, I'll be manning the speed gun from the sidelines. Now, normally, I wouldn't stand so close to a corner, but as Casey's an ex-F1 driver, I think my no claims bonus will stay intact. Caroon will get 2 attempts in each machine. First up, the Honda.
Honda have put in an adaptive damping system into this car as standard for the Civic Type R. Should, in theory, be able to manage the weight distribution and the speed and give me the optimum damping through the fast corner. Adaptive damping automatically adjusts the suspension, preventing excess body roll, giving more grip to the inside wheels and making the car slide out less.
But on looks alone, this should be the fastest because it looks insane.
Here I come. Into the corner. That was pretty good.
Not a bad first effort. 79.
The car feels pretty well balanced, I must say, through there.
Could Caroon improve with his second go? Should I stand back another pace?
I might take a step back if I were you.
He's going to give it a big one.
Gotta get this engine revving high. What was that?
Johnny, it was faster or slower than the previous one?
A little bit more understeer with that one.
81. That's pretty cool, isn't it? So, the Type R has laid down the gauntlet. Next up, the 4-wheel drive Audi. I predict this will be a little slower initially until he gets dialed in.
I'm gonna carry the speed in. And it's got understeer and understeer and understeer and understeer.
74 miles an hour, slower, and he missed the apex. So he's getting no lunch.
The amount of understeer through the corner means you just can't carry the speed through there. Understeer means that the front of the car wants to wash out wide in the corner, and fighting that inevitably slows it down. Oh, it's got so much understeer.
76.
I thought the front end would tuck in much better than that.
Yeah, do you know what? That's Audi, isn't it? 4-wheel drive understeer. Safe, but dull. So, in case you haven't got the message, the S3 suffers from understeer, and that's resulted in a maximum speed that's a full 5 mile an hour down on the Honda.
Time for the final hot hatch and the winner of Test 1, the Megane. The Renault Megane might have the least amount of power out of the 4 cars we've got today, but I think this test is all about handling, and it's got a really good chance.
So, judging by the way the Megane was through the start, I think I might just step a bit over this way because it's a bit oversteering, but let's see.
Oversteer means the car wants to over-rotate going into a corner, which is a definite advantage when those are the things you want to go around.
I think the speed of all on the way in.
It is, but so that full it's not gonna work enough.
So much more speed through the apex of the corner.
That phone to Chinese one.
78. First
It
grade.
just feels more fun to drive.
You're absolutely gonna download. It's not gonna save it on the phone, so you can't save it on the phone and then
Hey, I
transfer it
reckon you
over.
can go much faster than that.
So it's
Oh,
like,
looks a bit more slightly offline, to be honest.
What was that? I'm not going to tell you. Please try
could be
harder.
bullshit.
Casey doesn't know it, but already the Megane is faster than the Audi. However, with one run left, can it beat the Honda?
I think this will be
It's
good.
not gonna. I don't think it will.
81. That's pretty good.
Once I got the line hooked up, I could get on the power and drive out of the corner better than any of the others. Nevertheless, the Megane and Civic end up in a dead heat at 81 miles an hour. And we say auf Wiedersehen to the S3. Which means the Honda and the Renault go through. Join us later when we find out who's king of the track in a flat-out race.
A little cheeky blinder.
After the break, Johnny learns the secrets of driving the Formula One way. And fifth gear spanner man Jimmy DeVille makes a Golf GTI go even faster.
Those carburetors just brings it all to life.
Never stand still. Peugeot powering fifth gear.
Best men don't just look good on the outside. They take a good look inside. They let it out, hug it out. The best men aren't afraid of commitment, and they're always there when it counts. The best men make every challenge to Everest, but don't beat themselves up if they only make base camp. To the men who always give their best, we've given you our best quality blades for over 100 years. Because what you're made of makes a difference. Gillette, the best a man can get.
Wahhabis, the slipper with a sneaker sole, designed to make you feel at home everywhere. Buy yours today at wahhabis.com.
It is written that you shall know if you can hold the card of Vanquist.
As swiftly as the falcon flies through the air.
You don't need to mess around with birds. Just get on Express Check. It won't even affect your credit score. Talent sort of pitch.
Acquire the power of Vanquist today at vanquist.co.uk. Representing 39.9% APR.
Yeah, Furkan.
Hey, there's
I'm not told you, innit?
It's Herbal Essences by Renew,
Lenses.
a fragrant blend of essences like
Oh,
citrus,
good
exotic
customer.
spices, and argan oil. Yes, 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 to an amazing antioxidant that helps to revive and protect with no parabens, colorants, or gluten. Isn't that juicy? Find ahs and oohs in every amazing scent of Herbal Essences Bio-Renew. Herbal Essences. Herbal Essences Bio-Renew Argan Oil. Available at Asda.
The other day, I caught myself in the mirror. Do my teeth look yellow? Yeah. I want whiter teeth, but I thought a whitening toothpaste would damage my enamel. Then my friend told me about new Oral-B whitening therapy. It whitens and protects my enamel.
From Oral-B 3D White comes new whitening therapy. It goes beyond whitening to strengthen and protect your enamel.
Hey,
Your smile looks amazing. Thank you.
New Oral-B 3D whitening therapy. Oral-B, brush like a pro.
The Casper mattress, delivered in a box. By a dedicated engineering team. Brenton, by you. Try it for 100 nights, risk-free, at Casper.com. Welcome to Now TV. Grab an entertainment pass and dive into the latest and best TV shows. Start your 14-day free trial. And stream the top shows you won't find on Freeview. Shows like these that you simply cannot miss. All without a contract. And with over 300 box sets, there's something for everyone. To start your 14-day free trial of over 300 box sets with no contract, search Now TV.
You're going to do your thing. Period or not. And with Tampax, there's nothing to hold you back. You get motion fit protection that keeps up with your every move. So you can do everything and feel nothing. It's your move. Tampax. Over 80 years of period protection.
Looks, give me that one.
Carabao Cup highlights on
I'm gonna check it.
Wednesday the 26th of September at 10:30. Never stand still. Peugeot, powering fifth gear. Now it's over to Fifth Gear's resident car builder and all-round mechanical marvel.
I'm Jimmy DeVille, and I dedicate my life to doing mad things with engines. I've built everything from 700 horsepower off-road buggies to full-blown racing cars. I'm going to demonstrate how you can easily transform the performance, handling, or comfort of your car with a few basic tools and a few hours of your time. Today, I've got my hands on an icon, the Mark II Golf GTI. It was the car that everyone wanted to drive in the 80s, and it's still loads of fun to chuck around. And part of the car's success was the way the fuel was delivered. When this car was new, fuel injection was something pretty special. It was the I in GTI. However, the injection system in this car is quite antiquated and won't permit a power upgrade. 35 years ago, 110 horsepower seemed like more than enough. But hot hatch performance has moved on, so the Golf could do with a boost. Now, I could install a modern day fuel injection system that would give me more performance and would be adjustable, but that would cost me about £3,500, and that's a lot of money. So instead, I'm going old school and installing a set of these Weber 45 carburetors for about £1,000. It may seem counterintuitive to fit carbs to a car that was best known for not having any, but trust me, there is logic at work here. Unlike a fuel injection system, which uses complex electronics to pump a precise amount of fuel and air into the engine, carburetors simply suck that mixture in. Good they might be, but when set up properly, they also allow more air and fuel to enter the engine, which increases the power. And because they're simple, they're not difficult for a home mechanic to install and tune. In fact, fitting these Webers will increase the Golf's power by around 20 horsepower, or nearly 20%, and that's going to make a big difference to its get up and go. And don't think that the Golf GTI is the only car that could benefit from this. Most vehicles with early injection systems could see similar improvements. This job requires me to work with the electrical system and the fuel system, and there is plenty of air around, so any unwanted sparks can make bad things happen. So first job for safety is to disconnect the battery. To make space for the new carbs, I've got to replace the inlet manifold with a smaller version. This is the metal casing that feeds the air into the cylinders. And doing that means removing the easy bits that are in the way. The air filter, hoses and throttle cable. Then I need to disconnect the old injection system. That's the injector rail out now. The last job is the inlet manifold. Small hands with strong fingers are a bonus. You beauty. Not without a fight, but that is the inlet manifold off. Having drained the fuel lines, the next step is to replace the fuel pump, which is held in by a couple of bolts. This is the old fuel pump and it works on 8 bars, which is quite high pressure. Now the new system only works on 2 bars, which is a lot lower. The new fuel pump fits in exactly the same place as the original. It fits easily, however this one doesn't have an integral fuel filter. But don't worry, I'll be dealing with that problem a bit later. Done! First thing to go back on is the new inlet manifold and of course a brand new gasket. The gasket forms an airtight seal between the 2 metal surfaces. Once the manifold is in place, the 2 carbs pop straight onto that. I'm just reconnecting the fuel system to the new carbs. Now if you remember, when I disconnected the fuel pump, away with it came the old fuel filter. Now it's really important that all cars have a fuel filter because it stops debris going inside the engine, which will absolutely destroy it. So the first thing to do is cut the fuel pipe to create a gap for the filter. Now I'm going to be fitting this and an inline fuel filter. It only costs about £4. Now fuel filters are something that are quite easy to change on your car. It might not be in the same place, but when you know where they are, you can simply change it and put a new one on. Make sure you read the instructions and that'll keep it running as sweet as enough. And finally, I've got to reconnect the throttle cable. Okay, this is the moment of truth. Everything is fitted. Now it's time to see if all that hard work has paid off and this actually works. Paul, you ready? Fire her up. Fuel's just coming back in through the system, so it's going to take a little bit of time. There he goes. Alright, you can hear that this is running, but at the moment these carbs aren't balanced, so it's not running at all well. So the last job to do is use this carburetor balancing tool to get these two set up and synchronised so it runs sweet. This tool only costs £35, and in a job like this, it's invaluable. This carburetor balancing tool measures the airflow into the carbs. It's showing that one is sucking less air than the other, so I need to adjust them until they're matching. Now that's what it should sound like. This old Golf GTI was looking a little bit grey in the face and down in the dumps, but now it's on this work is before it's smack bang up to date. And there's another big plus point to this modification: the noise. When we're in the workshop, these carbs sounded great, but I tell you what, now we're out on the open road, they sound absolutely epic. Even when this Golf was fresh out of the box, it didn't quite have this personality. That note of those carburetors just brings it all to life.
Yup.
Right, over to Johnny, who's about to get schooled in the art of the race car.
To say I'm excited would be a gross understatement because today, just for the day, I'm going to be a Formula 1 driver.
And here's where I'm going to do it. Bruntingthorpe Proving Ground.
What's more important is the person who's going to teach me. His name is Rob Wilson. It's unlikely you've ever heard of him, but in this unassuming corner of Leicestershire, he has taught and continues to teach some of the world's greatest Formula 1 drivers, including Kimi Raikkonen and Valtteri Bottas.
Yeah. With A-listers like that, he must know what he's doing.
Presumably you're going to use something quite exotic, you know, a real fast, sharp driver's tool. I'm thinking, what, Lamborghini, Ferrari, something Italian, maybe Lotus, maybe Aston, that. I have to say, I actually thought it was a bit of a joke at first. I don't believe the Formula 1 drivers drive that with you in.
All drive that car.
All of them?
Yes.
Raikkonen, Astra.
Astra Ferrari.
Bottas, Astra.
Astra Mercedes, yeah.
But some drivers visit Rob over 10 times a year for this experience.
And he really just does Astras. Sometimes petrol, but mostly diesel. I'm gonna have to go and sit down. I need to sit down anyway and take all of this ridiculous clobber off.
Yes, yes. Put something else on, of course. We don't go naked.
Before I could learn the tricks of this man's trade, Rob had to assess my current level. And I had to learn Rob's unique track layout. I'm a very slow learner when it comes to tracks. Out of all the presenters on this show, probably the least racy. We went out for a couple of sighting laps because he's added in some cones and some intricacies.
Now we're going to turn right down here, around that tight hairpin, Lowe's hairpin at Monaco. Obviously you recognise it.
Yeah.
Hello, we'll have to turn down.
Oh, you have to go, you're going around. Oh, so you're not going under the aircraft?
Sometimes,
Okay,
but not really.
Now I know the layout of the track, it's time to lay down a lap time.
143.
That's hard. Rob raced cars himself for nearly 4 decades, competing at Daytona and Le Mans, and he's been teaching the technicalities of driving fast for over 30 years. And now I was going to benefit from his skills, a process which started with the handover of his high-tech timing mechanism.
This is a stopwatch.
Do you trust me with what is clearly a sacred phone?
Yeah, everything's on that
That-
phone somewhere.
I want to download that man's
Shit phone?
Nokia phone
Nokia.
because he will have an awful lot of amazing contacts. If it rings and it's
That
somebody
Nokia.
with a very important name on there,
Important on there, answer the phone.
answer it. Rob's a bit busy right now. No fewer than 11 of the current Formula One grid have been taught by him. And we barely got going before Rob destroyed my first rule about going faster.
The line is not quite as critical as people think. It's more the shape of the corner.
Hang on, I always thought that the line or the path through a corner was one of the big deals about quick lap times. Next, he'll be telling me that smooth steering wasn't important.
Little turn, short corner.
And he was telling me treat it like a 50p piece, go straight as much as possible, and when you do turn, you turn a small amount and straighten up again.
Yeah, decrease the pressure, sharp weight.
By turning one big bend into a series of smaller ones, the car is going in a straight line for longer, so less speed is scrubbed off. Whilst having a casual chat, Rob and his loafers managed to complete the lap in 1 minute 28.5 seconds. To put that in context, his best Formula One drivers are only half a second quicker. More importantly, it was over 15 seconds quicker than my time. So, under Rob's instruction, how much could I improve?
I must say, you're a rather good driver.
It's like seeing a shrink whilst driving an Astra as fast as you can.
Really, we're looking at where do we want to get to, not where are we leaving from.
And he's just constantly, quietly kind of feeding me a couple of tips.
Okay, I changed to fourth gear just now.
And just gently pushing my left hand if I need to go tighter, I need to unwind a bit more on the steering. And you get absorbed into his world.
Just guide the wheel gently towards where you're going to go, and between that colour.
Oh, right.
And then,
He is like an astral whisperer.
turn it out, we need a little more effort with that dynamics there.
Yeah. The first big problem Rob identified was my feet.
You'd be a bit lazy coming up to braking areas. Now, if you'd have braking harder, turn sharper. You'd sometimes come up the throttle a bit before we went on the brake for a bit too long. Down to Derek, slower, lighter.
I personally, and probably many other amateurs, would tend to come off hard braking suddenly.
No, that's too sudden off the brake. And so suddenly the weight would come off the nose of the car, and it would start to understeer. It wouldn't corner quite as well. Lighter, sharper. Yeah, they still come off the brake. A bit of an on-off switch there.
And he is showing me to come off softer.
Harder, go lighter now, the brakes lighter.
Thus, the car unsettles slower.
That's good.
And a settled car accelerates more quickly. But was I actually going any faster?
The last lap was a 36.6.
36?
Yeah, yes.
Yes, you heard that correctly. Within a couple of laps, Rob had chopped a full 7 seconds off my lap time. Remarkable. Now it was time to concentrate on Rob's unnatural cornering technique.
And then it's in at a bit more of a diagonal. Yeah, now the join is abrupt like that. You know, it's still got to be introduced.
Julie's a talker, right? Good night.
So, it's pretty late. You're probably not still planning on.
Oh, no, I am.
Oh, hey, are you nervous?
No, I haven't done it before.
Okay. I mean, how are you going to handle it? I mean, are you going to talk about it beforehand? Are you just going to pounce?
I don't know. I guess I'm just gonna see what happens.
Okay. Good luck.
What? What?
Nothing. I mean, it is your first time with her, and if the first time doesn't go well, then that's pretty darn hard to recover from.
Okay, now I'm nervous.
Maybe you should put it off.
No, I don't want to put it off. This place has been so unbelievably miserable, and now I'm actually happy. Really happy. I just don't want to. I don't want to mess it up. You know?
I know.
Did the cops come in yesterday or not?
Maybe it doesn't have to be this tough. Maybe you were on the right track with that whole, spontaneous thing. I wouldn't really like that.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, if it were me, I'd want you to, I don't know, catch me off guard. Like a really good kiss. Sort of,
I'm recording.